this shit. Got my fucking stomach in, never eat a fucking again. Better pray for all my sin, I don't feel no pain again. Fucking quit, got my fucking stomach in, I don't need a fucking again. Suffer now for all my sin, never feel no pain again. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
Waking up like I ain't broke. All I need's a fucking smoke. While I fucking walk, drink another fucking coke. Food just make me wanna choke. Got my stomach ball like smoke. No, that's not a fucking joke. Clear my plate, I'd rather croak. Extra shit like a bad plot. Mentally all I do is rot. Feels like I've been fucking shot. Fuck this love, I only set my lot. Why so fat? Why so fat? You so ugly, got no tats. Why so fat? Why so fat?
Now you feel just like a man.
If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
Feel so nauseous, I can't eat. All I want's a fucking sleep. Call it out, that's not a leap. I won't, so I'd rather weep. Fuck this shit, I don't know why. Makes me wanna fucking die. All I do is fucking cry. You won't see me eye to eye. I ain't hungry, eat no steak. Want no bake for your cake. Fuck them bitches, they all fake.
They just judge him on a snake.
Bile in my throat when I see a fucking note. I don't want to fucking choke. All I need's an antidote. When I die, so she wrote. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah. God damn your righteous fucking plan, bitch. I ain't rich, I ain't what you wish. You will never be enriched. You're a leech, you're a fucking leech. You will never have no reach. What the fuck was there to teach? Learn my fucking own lessons. I'm my fucking own blessing. Who the fuck you messing with? Thought I'd never serve a diss. Mama ain't deserve no kiss. I'ma let her slit her wrist when I'm done. I don't wanna be a bad son, but you fucking made me one. Now I'ma take this fucking knife and my own damn life right here. I don't wanna be my mama. Too much trauma, never saw the damn light. In this tunnel, I won't fight. I won't fight. I'ma fucking lay down, let myself drown. No one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway, cause I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah. I know angel bitch. I'm the devil you feared. Yeah. Why in the fuck did I leave? Why am I absent you grieve? Why can't my pain you perceive? Cause your own lies you believe. Didn't know you would conceive. The son of Satan deceived. I'ma take my fucking cleaver at your stomach fall. Make that shit mine, for that shit you fucking stole. I'ma take back my control. Dig me out a fucking hole. What the fuck, I got no goal. Getting high, pay the toll. Like my mama gave a soul. For them pills and these demons, I can't even see my veins. Kids are driving me insane. I'ma cut this damn pain. With my baby in my arms, won't be sounding no alarms. Slip my wrist and I'm gone. Yeah, no one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway, cause I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah.
Hells yeah. What up, y'all? Welcome, welcome. Damn right. I know we late, yo. We really late. Hells yeah. Thank you for those of you who waited for an hour. I apologize. Oh wait, no. I gotta wait. There we go. Hey gorgeous, thank you. Fuck yeah. That would be more true if my hair wasn't all like whatever. How's it going, y'all? What's up? All right. Yeah, I before streaming, I just like popped into like my grandmother to be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And like we started talking and like we started talking for like an hour. Like I didn't realize, but like an hour later, like I was like, "Oh, I should probably go do my show." You know? But yo, my grandmother's worth it, all right? My grandmother is a really amazing lady, and I love her very, very much. So, hells yeah. How's everyone doing, y'all? Streams are well worth the wait. Aw, thank you, Blaine Hoover. Wait, did someone mention antinatalism? Antinatalism? I didn't. What's this about antinatalism? Doomers are a disease? Kind of. A little bit. The doomer mentality is definitely a fucking disease. Your grandmother is a treasure. She really fucking is. Like, she's amazing. And, like, despite, like, how old she is, like, when it comes to, like, my transition and shit, she's, like, one of the most supportive people in my family. Wait, do you straighten y'all's hair or what? I straighten my hair. Straighten? Yeah. I straighten my hair sometimes. I didn't tonight. So it's kind of like wavy because like I naturally like put my hair back like when I'm doing shit. I put it back like this. But I don't love how that looks. So like I like having my hair like this normally, but then like you see the waviness because it's normally behind my ear and it wants to stay in that fucking shape. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, my grandmother's awesome. We were like talking about some shit and like political shit and whatnot. And I'm still trying to hopium pill her on politics. She doesn't understand like fully like why I believe in supporting like why I believe so heavily in like activism and like supporting stuff like Black Lives Matter, and why I was like, cause yeah, like if there is like another protest, if something fucking happens, like I will absolutely be there because I believe it's important. And like I was kind of trying to explain to her from like a perspective I felt she could understand like why I view that to be very important in terms of like, you know, making a change and making society better, you know? I think a lot of people kind of just view it as like, oh, society is fucked. And like a lot of people can see the issues in society, like what's wrong, like, but they can't see like, okay, how do we fix that, you know? A lot of people have a hard time like understand like comprehending like how anything even goes about being changed when there's so much corruption and everything is fucked. But like that's the thing, you gotta like show people the ways in which like there are little things that you can do, and there are little ways in which life has gotten better for a lot of people. And like, you know, we gotta keep fighting and doing what we can where we can to make sure that like, let's just turn this fucking up. Wait, testing. Like, why is this so quiet? Is my mic on the right setting? My mic looks okay. Wait, I think that's better. You gotta awaken the sleepers, yo. You do. People are sleeping, y'all. People are sleeping. People, they see that society is fucked and that like shit's gone crazy or whatever, but then they're like, well, that's just how it is, though, yo. It's like, no, that's not just how it is. It's how it is right now. Okay. We as a society, we're all part of this. We all have a responsibility and an ability to affect change. A lot of people don't use it. A lot of people don't they go through their lives thinking that like, oh, well, it's me against it's me against everything. It's me against the machine, yo. But like, it doesn't have to be. The more of us that fucking come together and say, no, we're willing to fight many existential threats that we all face as a society, especially as part of the working class, as the proletariat, yo. We all gotta like come together and be willing to like fight for each other. Like one of the things that and I try to like explain this to people, especially certain people. One of the very important things about intersectionality and why it's so fucking important is because it's important to, rather than just focus on one little niche set of pet issues that really only affect one group, like what feminism was in like the second wave, where it's like feminism is about women, women's issues, and this is what we're going to fight for because that's all we fucking care about, right? And I'm not saying there weren't some good people in second wave feminism, although the second wave feminism is very not based. It's not not my favorite flavor of feminism. Sorry about that. But the reason why intersectionality is so important, instead of just like focusing on one group, because if we have like, over here, there's like the black group, people fighting for black issues. Over here, we have a group of people fighting for women's issues. Over here, we have my bottle of pills that I dropped on the floor. And we also have feminists fighting for women's issues. We have trans people fighting for trans issues. We have gay people fighting for gay issues, and they're all like broken up into like these little groups that are just like trying to like fight against this giant fucking monster of a corrupt system that we're all trapped in. And rather than doing that, we can all come together, recognize the ways in which inequalities in society affect all marginalized groups in very similar ways, and come together and say, we need to stand up. We need to fight. We need to fight against injustice. So when I, as a white trans woman, fight for an issue of Black Lives Matter, it's because I recognize that adding my voice to that, like, aside from the fact that it's what I believe in, on a very basic, like, pragmatic level, you can view it as like, look, you're fucking, I'm going to put my efforts and my energy behind the efforts of, black liberation, and in turn, people who believe in that, who aren't trans, will come over and fight for trans issues, right? And we all stand together for gay issues and for indigenous issues and everything else, rather than just saying, oh, well, I'm going to look out for my group. I'm going to focus on my group and our needs alone. It's way more effective to get things done when we come together. And this is what this is what I think is one of the biggest fucking tragedies about the way feminism has been viewed in the last decade, No, well, no, since 2016, I should say. 2016 is that big point that, you know. But yeah, one of the biggest tragedies is that feminism has been painted with this broad brush and a very incorrect view of like what intersectional feminism is supposed to be, as if it's this like, oh, you know, this is about advancing our own goals at the expense of everybody else. This is about, you know, us whining and complaining and being victims and trying to play oppression Olympics to say who's more oppressed than other people. It's so sinister because the actual truth beneath it is something much fucking different. The actual fucking message and idea behind intersectionality is, no, let's all, as people who are marginalized and outcast and discriminated against or whatever in society, let's come together. Let's say, I'm going to fight for you and you're going to fight for me and we're going to fight for each other, because at the end of the day, what matters is people. What matters is the well-being of our society, and injustice everywhere, or injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. All injustice is injustice, and all injustice should be spoken out against and fought back against. And so how can I, as a trans person, claim to be oppressed in any fucking way and claim to deserve anyone fighting for me, for my rights, if I'm not willing to stand up and fight for the rights of other people who are being oppressed and marginalized in similar ways? I can't. At least I can't morally. It doesn't make sense to me. Especially now that I view things in the way that I view them, now that I recognize the injustice that a lot of people never see. Once you recognize it, you can't look back. You can't just like put that, like, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, right? You can't close Pandora's box. You've already fucking opened it. And what the fuck? Okay. You see how fucked it is, and you want to fight, and you're not gonna stop noticing injustice. And that's why I think it's important to like make people understand in a way that they can, you know, like, because not everyone can empathize with every group as easily, but like, you know, some people, maybe they've witnessed injustice towards, like, you know, particularly black people. You can use that argument to be like, well, look, you see, like, the similar ways, like, black people are discriminated against. Well, here's some similarities between, you know, maybe how black people were treated a few decades ago and how trans people are being treated now. And you can make people see and understand and you know. But at the end of the day, the most important thing that we have to understand is that we're in this together. And by the way, look, I think, and maybe this will be an unpopular opinion. Maybe this is a hot take. I don't know. Or maybe it's extremely based and everyone's already on board with it. And like, I'm being stupid for thinking this is a hot take. I don't know. But it's something that I don't see represented on the left. And I think should maybe change. I think intersectionality, if it wants to be more accessible to people who are not, you know, LGBT, black or female, you know, or a person of color in general, like, if we want it to be something that like more people can buy into and find appealing, I think intersectionality needs to include the working class. I think, like, understanding the ways in which poor people, just poor people in general, are marginalized and in a lot of ways, if you think about it, discriminated against, and there's a lot of antagonism. There's a lot of class antagonism that like I didn't really notice before, until I started like, you know, becoming more class conscious. But like, even from like, you know, things in media or attitudes and culture of like, ugh, the poors, you know, poor people, you know, like this very like antagonistic, like you know, as if like poor people are beneath you. That kind of thing, by the way, is becoming less and less accepted, which is good. But I think it's something that should be a focus. I think it is. I think it's something that like should be paid attention to. I think, you know, people who are like intersectional feminists and trying to like get that idea more viewed positively in society need to start embracing, if we're really going to be truly intersectional about this and, you know, view the plights of all oppressed classes and minorities. I mean, well, I guess the one area where like the poor, the working class, they're the one exception that like is probably more of a majority than a minority. I mean, depends on how you define. I mean, we have an ever shrinking middle class, and you know the numbers are probably wonky. We probably don't have any like super accurate statistics when it comes to how much everyone is struggling, but like most people are struggling on some fucking level. And you know, the ways in which the power imbalances inherent in our political structures, inherent in the government, the systems that the prison system, the military industrial complex, all of it is all made to benefit the wealthy at the expense of the poor. And that is true injustice. And again, like, we're fighting against injustice. There needs to be a big focus on, like, and again, maybe, like I said, maybe this isn't a hot take and I'm just not paying close enough attention. Wait, here, let's see what the chat's saying. You're dancing on the edge of the issue, taking you to the transcendental issue. What? I'm not sure what you're saying there. I'm not really dancing on the edge of the issue. I'm trying to like I'm trying to show how like there's parallels. There is systemic discrimination of black people, and there's also systemic discrimination of poor people. For example, like homelessness. We see literal systemic discrimination against homelessness. Laws meant to break up, police breaking up homeless encampments. Laws meant to, disallow homeless people from, being in certain areas, and businesses, kicking out homeless people, or cities building benches that homeless people can't sleep on, and shit like that. Like, there's all kinds of fucking systemic oppression when it comes to homelessness, but no one really talks about that. I mean, I guess people on the left do from time to time, but like, it's just something I feel like should be focused on more. Especially, again, if we're trying to reach people, especially people who like don't have a vested interest in fighting for trans, gay, black issues, because a lot of people, they view it as like, well, that's not really my fight. But the fight is against systemic oppression and injustice, and that fight absolutely extends to the working class. So why isn't it more of a focus? Because I do think we could be pulling over more people if we did make that more of a focus. And say, look, like, working class white people, poor white people, you're part of our movement too. We welcome you into the fold because we're fighting the same battle. By the way, I mean, a lot of leftists already realize this. We recognize that the policies that we fight for are beneficial to everybody. So why aren't we, like, recruiting as much on those grounds and saying, like, look, I want to fight for you. I want to fight for your right to live in a country that doesn't treat you like a second-class citizen just for being born poor. Just like I want people to fight for me to live in a country that doesn't treat me unfairly just for being born trans. And together, we all fight for change. We all fight against injustice. And because honestly, in the end, I believe we can make a change. Will we ever completely win? Will we ever completely stamp out injustice and build a perfect society? No. People are imperfect. We will always be imperfect. But we can fight for better. We have. Historically, it's been done. There have been amazing strides in civil rights in the last 100 years alone. When you look at black people, when you look at gay people, when you look at trans people, when you look at Muslims and just Middle Eastern people in general, you know, the way Jewish people are treated. There's another minority that's been treated very, very badly that is in large part treated a lot fucking better. We can attract them, but it's not going to happen explaining intersectional theory. Working class people want direct solutions, something tangible. Well, I don't think the focus should be on explaining intersectional theory. I think we should use intersectional theory to our advantage to adopt a more pro-working class message in a way that regular working class people can understand. And I think that we should... See, rather than explaining to them the intricacies of intersectional theory, we make it apparent what intersectionality is by showing that this is about us fighting for each other and fighting together as a society so that we can achieve something better. And I know there are a lot of leftists who have a very working class message, but I feel like when it comes to like, see, I feel like there's still a lot of antagonism when it comes to like ideas of feminism and ideas of like, you know, intersectionality. And what I argue for is like making it apparent that those things are all one and the same with, you know, pro-working class issues. Because honestly, we do need people to realize that, like, by the way, you're pro-working class, you probably also should be pro-trans, pro-LGBT, like, because this, the type of oppression and fear-mongering that's used to, like, turn people against these minority groups is what allows fascists to gain control and prevent any change from being affected. And by the way, there's another point, and I've made this point before, but I never I never give up a chance to make this point because I think it's a very important point. To the people who say, like, you know, oh, what's the point? Nothing will ever change, you know, like, you know, we can't do anything. The left can't do anything. If the left can't do anything, explain to me then why. If the left are so fucking useless and will never be a threat to anybody, explain to me then why the right spends so much time fear-mongering about us. Why do they spend so much time trying to lump in you know, people who are more left-leaning or socialist-leaning with also the crazy transes and the you know, the crazy trans pedophiles who are coming to indoctrinate your children into the trans cult, you know, the feminist language police who want to make jokes illegal, you know? Why are they desperately trying to do that? I wonder. Is it maybe because they're afraid of us? Is it maybe because they're afraid of what they know we can fucking accomplish? I think so. In fact, I know so. Look throughout history. Look at every civil rights movement in Western history. Like, there's always been opposition to it. Always. And there always will be. Because the worst of society, the most hateful and bigoted people will always they'll go down screaming. They'll go down screaming and waving their fists in the air and throwing shit and losing their goddamn minds because they know they're losing. So we have to keep fighting them. Because they can do little things here and there. They can be very fucking horrible, on an individual level, which is why we need to fight back against them. But broadly, they are losing, and they will lose. But that doesn't mean we can like they'll lose so long as we continue to fight. If we stop fighting, they'll win. If we just give up and say, well, we face so much opposition, you know. We face so much opposition. There's people that want us dead, you know. Alt-right Nazi talking points have entered into common political discourse now. You know, what's even the fucking point? The point is, they're fighting us because they're afraid of us. And we can't forget that. We can't. They're afraid of what's next. They're afraid of society becoming anything other than exactly what they've always known. And it shows like an underlying fear of change, which a lot of people do have. But sometimes change is for the best, especially when it, comes to like making society a better place for people. Especially when it goes towards like acceptance and whoa. Anyway, by the way, welcome, Quick Sticks Productions. You came from Paul's chat. Welcome. Let's see. What? Yeah, I don't know what your transcendental issue. I still don't know what you're saying there. If it's over already, why bother giving up? Giving up is so pointless and boring and shows a lack of love for the living. Yeah, it kind of does. I don't want to like whatever. Some people don't have the energy to fight, and I get that. But I'll be honest. Some days I don't have the energy to fight. But I want to have at least the attitude of being willing to fight. I want to keep doing what I am fighting. I'm doing what I can do with my little fucking platform. And, you know, I might not have a super wide reach yet, but I'm going to keep trying. Because in the same way, we've seen other I forgot to send out notifications. God damn it. Live. God damn. Okay. We good, Joe. We Gucci. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Just as, like, we've seen, like, you know, great change be done in history because people have been willing to fight, I've also seen, you know, people in these, like, online spaces, you know, I've seen tiny-ass little lefty channels become huge, okay? And I've seen people grow. I've seen people accomplish things, you know? And I want to accomplish things, you know? This is something I'm good at and something I believe in doing. So I'm going to fucking do it, goddammit. I'm going to do it until I fucking succeed. Because I know what I want. I know what I want to fight for. I know what I believe in. I know what I care about. I'm very tired and dirty right now. Well, go take a bath then. Go bathe yourself, or pass out, then wake up and take a nice refreshing shower in the morning. I mean, those are your two options. Friendly reminder that my version of If I'm What I Eat is better. Wait, what? Did you remix If I'm What I Eat or something? Did you make a... What are you talking about? Or did you like make like parody lyrics? What are you on about? um Let's see. The modern left has a deficit of pragmatism. The left is not interested enough in being electable and building a realistic platform in the current climate. Well, tough luck. Tough shit. We need to get better at that. We need to absolutely get better at that because it's very important. I admire your bravery. I'd rather have you in a foxhole than a big douche-tard with mommy issues. Well, you'd only be like... I wouldn't be that much of an improvement. I'd be a little trans girl with mommy issues and who has never fired a gun before. But you know what? I'd still go down fighting. I'd still go to my dying breath, doing what I believe in to defend what I believe in. So hell yeah. Let's see. Transcendental means not caring about gender, only strength. Okay. Huh. What transgender lift? That transgender lift is a focus beyond gender, total strength. Lol. Sorry, I work out. Okay. You're talking some like. You're talking on some different level that I'm like. I don't know about that. Okay, it's one thing to give up and be silent. It's another to spread that belief to others. Tiny heart syndrome breeds like a yeast infection in December. Damn, that's probably true. That's it's kind of gross, but probably true. All right. Oh, by the way, I forgot about this. I should probably just like throw this up. There we go. All right, y'all. I have a donation goal. If anyone wants to help me out, as y'all know, I've been I'm currently awaiting getting back on disability. Why did it do that? Why doesn't it just have the whatever? I don't care. But yeah, I am currently kind of broke. Not really making a lot of money doing this, and kind of like living off the donos that I get right now, and I can't really afford groceries or weed, which I need in order to like treat my many untreated neurological issues, because I'm also waiting on seeing a psychiatrist so I can get back on proper medication for that. So yeah, lot of shit going on in the works. So any donos, any tips, any coins tossed to your streamer is very, very appreciated. Yeah, I don't know why it says groceries and amp semicolon weed. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, but I do need money for groceries and weed. I'm being honest with y'all. I'm telling y'all what I spend my money on, you know. I'm not being like, "Oh, I need money for like a legal defense fund," and then going and spending it all on like booze. I'm being honest with y'all. I need to buy groceries and I need to buy weed. And so yeah. That'll be... God damn it, it bothers me that, like, why is it spelled like that? I can't just ignore it now. I want to ignore it and just leave it there, but I have the urge to fix it now. Will it let me fix it? I don't think it'll let me fix it. It's not gonna let me fix it. You goddamn piece of shit. Why? All right, then. I'm gonna fix that. All right. We doing it. All right. There we go. All right. All right. We got it. DP Legal Defense Fund was an actual scam. I don't think it was. I think they were actually anticipating a lawsuit and then it never happened. But whatever. This is an illegal defense fund. Y'all don't have to worry about that. Hopefully I'll never have to have one of those. What? I would donate, but I rage quit my job yesterday. Damn. Well, I hope you find a new job, yo, or something. I know how much it sucks to be jobless. But yeah, yo. All right. We're gonna look at some shit yet. No, I'm not by yet. God damn it. God damn you people. You thirsty ass fuckers. All right. My life evolves around mountains in Scotland. When I'm done, I'll probably just what are you talking about? You're not a worthless person, yo. I'm a broke loser who makes things and builds things and sells them. I'm a fucking loser. See, this is the problem, yo. We have a society that like looks down on people who aren't like cut out for what we view to be like everyday work. Like people are different, okay? A lot of people have different skills, different qualifications, different and by the way, there's also a lot of like neurological issues that a lot of people are undiagnosed with their entire fucking lives. Like not everyone's cut out for like whatever entry level job is easiest to get in your fucking area. And a lot of people have like trust me, I realize that more than anybody, like especially like as someone who's been disabled for many fucking years. Like I recognize that there probably are jobs out there that exist that I would be able to do with minimal issues, but like good luck finding them or being qualified for them. Like it's kind of bullshit, right? And like a lot of people are jobless right now. A lot of areas don't even have like or like the jobs that you can get are so fucking like shitty working conditions. Like my grandmother was telling me, she's like, "Oh, well, there's jobs at Amazon." I'm like, "Amazon? This is Amazon? Who the fuck wants to work at Amazon?" The way they treat their fucking employees, like I wouldn't expect a regular like able-bodied person to want a job at fucking Amazon, let alone someone with like various fucking medical and psychological issues. Like sometimes there's like not a lot of options for some people. Amazon stopped weed drug testing, so I guess there's that. Yeah. I don't know. I've heard stories of like the working conditions in Amazon warehouses and shit, and like I would have a fucking panic attack day one, and like I'd be like, I need to go outside, and they'd be like, all right, you're fired. Like I don't know. Amazon sounds like a shitty working conditions. Dude, don't why the doom, yo? Why the doomer shit? You can find a place in society, yo. Yeah, I've heard some of Galen's Amazon horror stories. I've heard many people's Amazon horror stories. Again, even if I was like able-bodied and neurotypical, I still probably would not want to work at fucking Amazon. We can all find something to live for, yo. You just gotta find it. You gotta find it. You gotta figure out what you're good at, where your place is in society, and just because like society lets a lot of people slip through the cracks, doesn't mean that any of us are worthless. There's probably like homeless fucking bums like on the street, like drinking out of fucking puddles and I don't know, like they got nothing, they got nothing, and maybe you put that person in front of a canvas and they could paint like the most amazing fucking painting. Jamie, I said something about Pandora's box and hope earlier. Wait. Jamie, interesting that you brought up Pandora's box. While greed, hatred, disease, and other evils were brought out of the box and into the world, the last thing to escape the box was hope. Damn. So despite evil ruling the world, people still hoped for better days. People should hope for better days. Like, again, if you don't have hope, if you don't have some level of hope, then you're not going to fight, right? Hopelessness is absolutely a fucking disease. Hopelessness is a fucking disease, yo. It tells you that there's no point in fighting, so why fight anyway? That's how they want us to feel. That's why I don't like the leftist doomer cult. I don't like Jimmy Dore shit. I don't know what Crystal does these days, but back in the day, like, I didn't like Crystal and Sagar and what they had to say. I didn't like the doomer shit. I didn't like people and a lot of what Paul said. I don't know where Paul stands on everything now these days. I've heard different things from different people. I don't pay attention, but like that's why I didn't like that shit. Because it makes people feel hopeless. It makes people feel like fighting is pointless and why bother, so they don't do it. And I do believe that it is, in a lot of ways, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We tell ourselves we can't win, so we don't try, and then we don't win, and then we look and we say, well, see, I told you so. I told you we couldn't win. And in a lot of cases, the only reason we didn't win is because we didn't fight. So even though I recognize, like, society lets a lot of people slip through the cracks, and that sucks, I also think it's important, as an individual, to do everything within your power to not let yourself be one of the people who slips through the cracks. And I know that can be hard, especially like depending on where you live and, what your circumstances are. That can be hard. But, you've got to see the value in yourself and find other people who see the value in you too. And, try to find something worth fighting for, worth building towards. Paul is a weird, irrational hatred of Roger Ebert. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Find what you believe in. I mean, what you really believe in, what you love despite anything. Yeah. It can be, like, so helpful, like, once you find, like, what you're passionate about, what you truly care about, and so you have something to fight for then. No hatred of bullshit art critics is irrational. What? Art critics is what? Hatred of bullshit art critics is irrational. Fuck all of them. Fuck art critics. I mean, you can criticize art. I don't like people who, like, try to quantify art and be like, well, this or this is this good or that bad. This is good, this is bad. Like, art is subjective and everyone's going to have a different view of art. And, like, I don't like people saying, like, oh, this is what's good and this is what's bad. I think everything can be enjoyable to anyone. I'm very critical of certain things. I'm critical, like, I guess my hottest takes are that I'm very critical of both The Simpsons and Star Wars. But I don't shit on other people for liking them. I mean, I maybe have done it as a meme, but like, no, I'm referring to people who make a living off sitting around trashing other people's creations in bad faith. Yeah, no, fuck those people. Even people who try to do it in good faith, like that's why like I don't really like Anthony Fantano very much, because I do take it to that level where I'm like, no, just the fact that like he like pretends to be some kind of authority on music, and like, you know, like, look, I don't think as an art critic you get to say what's good or what's bad. I think you get to say what you liked and what you didn't like, what you enjoyed and what you had problems with, you know? I mean, we all do it though anyway. We all say, oh, this was a good show, this is a bad show, this is like, this movie is horrible, dog shit, don't watch it. But you can still do that. You just have to have a recognition that when you're saying that, it's based on your own subjective opinion, and it means nothing beyond your own opinion. I mean, unless you're criticizing, like, saying, like, this is really badly made, this is, like, really poorly done. Like, you know. Fantano doesn't pretend to, what? Well, I just don't like, the way he shits on music. I don't know. I'm not saying, like, he doesn't pretend to be an authority. His fans just make him one. Sure. I guess that's fair. I don't like the way he talks about a lot of music. It kind of pisses me off. But maybe it only pisses me off because I hear him shitting on things that I subjectively find value in, and maybe the value that I find is, well, it's definitely subjective, so I mean, it's just as valid as his opinion, though, right? I believe when it comes to criticizing art, you have to recognize first and foremost that everyone's opinion is valid. Even if you really think they don't understand, like, what they're talking about. God damn it. All my fucking, like, USB chargers are, like, broke, except for one. It's fucking annoying. Another thing I gotta replace that I can't afford. It's all good. It's all good, man. Alright. People want to be told what to think so desperately that they even outsource their taste in art. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Honestly, it's something I used to do when I didn't know how to think as critically, you know? If someone would be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." I'd be like, "Yeah, this is amazing." Or if someone was like, "Oh, this is bullshit." I'd be like, "Yeah, that." Or if someone was like, "Oh my god, like this piece of art is really fucking dumb. Fuck anyone who likes it," you know? I would just kind of like go along with that and be like, "Yeah, this is dumb. I don't want to be like," which I don't like that attitude in society either. I don't like people behaving that way, being like, "Fuck anyone who likes Lady Gaga. What a fucking idiot. Like that's some gay shit, yo. Why do you like that gay shit? That's fucking dumb, bro." Like, oh my god. Like, have your opinions, but like, why do people gotta be that vitriolic with their opinions? Like, just be like, nah, I really don't like, you know? Hey, I don't like this artist. I don't like this, like, whatever, you know? Have you ever heard of Inmendum? Wait, do you watch Inmendum? Fam, no wonder you're depressed. Don't watch Inmendum. Oh my god, dude. Talk about doomer. That guy is a fucking doomer. At least last I saw of him. I think people can say a piece of art is crap, otherwise there would be no learning from criticism. I mean, sure, but like, okay, there is badly made art. That's true, okay? But when I'm talking like when someone like puts their effort into like creating something, okay? Even if they're not the best at expressing it, even if they don't have the technique to you know, create the thing that they want to create, even like I think it's important to still recognize like the intent behind art, you know? Try to recognize like what it's trying to do. And there's pieces of art that I think are trying to do something that's not worth doing, and I'll talk about that. Like a good example is Sia's really terrible fucking insensitive movie Music, you know? There was she was trying to do something that was overall very self-indulgent and very self-serving and like I do think that was like a very self-indulgent movie on her part. Like it was like a and what okay, so I can look at the underlying like what it was trying to do. What I think it was trying to do was show a story of a character who you know, has been through a lot of shitty things and like overcome it and like become a better person through dealing with adversity. And I didn't like the way you know, the movie basically tokenized certain characters for the purpose of adversity. You know, the autistic girl, the black man with AIDS, you know, like these characters were used more as like plot devices to justify the character's growth rather than being characters that we were caused to like empathize with, really. And the fact that like the movie like, you know, showed the perspective of like the main girl and showed it as like her struggle dealing with an autistic person rather than putting the focus on what the autistic person goes through. You know, I view a lot of that as handled very poorly, and I view it as very tone deaf and very tone deaf and self-indulgent. Okay, now that's my interpretation of that piece of art. Okay, and I recognize that interpretation is subjective. I might be wrong about it. I'm not in Sia's head. I don't know what she was thinking while she made this movie. You know, maybe this was her somewhat cynical attempt at actually putting forth a sincere, heartwarming story, but to me, it felt manufactured and it felt very inept, and so I called it out for that. All right. I don't know. I guess I can see what you guys mean. Like, the value of like criticizing art is good. What I don't like. See, I don't want to be the kind of person that now says, like if I'm talking to someone, they're like, "Oh, I actually really like that movie." You liked Music? What an idiot. What a fucking dumb fuck. How can you like that movie? What's wrong with you? You know, maybe someone watched that movie and it resonated with them. I'd argue it probably resonated with them in a shallow way, or like not, like whatever they resonated with like couldn't have been all that deep, but I might be wrong, you know? Maybe there's someone who that movie means a lot to. So I'm never going to criticize. See, I think at the end of the day, what's important, I think, is if you're going to criticize art. Don't criticize people for liking art. That's my big distinction. I will not criticize someone for liking art. I mean, I try not to. I probably do occasionally. I probably have before, but I try not to, because we all resonate with art for different fucking reasons. There's a lot of music out there that I really like, and I know probably not a lot of other people would, but there's something in it that resonates with me. And, you know, so everyone has different tastes. I can still criticize that art, though, that someone else really likes, and say, well, here's my problems with it. Here's why I don't like it. And no, that is how you that's how you make art better. You criticize it. but you have to be open to criticism. If you're not open to criticism, you're never going to get better. And that's, again, another reason why I called out Sia, because she was very anti-criticism, and she wasn't willing to accept any. Ever listen to any of Rusty Cage's music? No, I haven't. But I don't know. There's music I like that, like, y'all know the dude. See, this is something really obscure that probably not a lot of people know exist. You know the dude that does Foamy the Squirrel? Most people are probably familiar on some level with Foamy the Squirrel. Well, the dude that voices Foamy and that like animates all the cartoons and everything, his name is Jonathan Ian Mathers, and he actually has some albums. I don't know what you'd call it, like indie rock. It's not even rock. It's like it's kind of rock. He has a very interesting style. I don't really listen to him much anymore, but I used to like really be into his shit. I used to, there was something in his songs that resonated with me, and I played them for a friend once, and they were like, what is this guy? This guy just sounds like he's like yelling off tune, out of tune, and like, you know, it's just some guy like strumming his guitar and like singing, you know, dark melodic, like lyrics, like some like very like ominous type. I don't know. I liked it. I really dug it for a while. And I'd go back to it at some point. Maybe it's not really my go-to sort of genre right now, but like, you know, another artist I really liked. This is a lot of people are critical of is The Streets, a UK grime rapper that is quite popular in the UK. And quite anyone I've ever like introduced him to like here, they take one listen and they're like, oh, what is this guy sucks, yo. And I'm like, no, like I like it. I like what he's doing, you know. He's got an interesting album that I think is that I kind of like. It's called A Grand Don't Come for Free, and the album is basically is it called A Grand Don't Come for Free? No. Whatever it's called, I'll probably anyway. The album is basically like a story told with like different songs, like different, you know, scenes from his life or whatever, and it comes to like a you know, I like it. It tells a story, you know, the character, the main dude, the guy, what's his name? The Streets. Mike Skinner, yeah. He has like, yeah, no, it is called A Grand Don't Come for Free. Yeah, he goes through a journey, yo. He starts off the album losing $1,000, and his next song he's like on a date with a woman that he's kind of into. Then he's got a song about like being addicted to gambling. And he's got a song about him being with this girl and like she's his girlfriend now, and he's like in the club with her. Then there's a song where they break up. Then there's a song where he's like checking out other women, and then there's a song where he's like reflecting on his breakup and like thinking, oh, all right, what did I do wrong? Then there's a song where he finds out that the woman that broke up with him had actually been cheating on him the whole time. Then there's a song which is actually quite a famous song called Dry Your Eyes, which it's a beautiful song. I love it. It's a really good song. It actually gets played I don't know if it still does, but they would play it like during football matches. If something like really bad if something bad happened, or if someone like missed like a kick or whatever, like they'd play it as a joke of like, cry, dry your eyes, mate. You know, like as a joke, right? It's a good song. And then the last song I really like because it's got like a dichotomy between like the same set of events happening two different ways. And this is why I love this song, by the way. And it makes the whole album come together. The last song is called Empty Cans, all right? And the song starts off with him alone in his apartment, pissed off. He's broke up with his girlfriend. He's not talking to his friends because he found out they knew about him cheating, and one of them was cheating, like she was cheating with one of his friends, and his other friend knew about it, so he's like pissed off, and he's mad because his TV is broken, and he's still mad because he lost his $1,000, and he's just like pissed off and mad at everybody. And I love it because the first verse is him basically mad and pissed off at the world, and talking about like, yeah, you know, just fuck everybody. And he's like, well, he was like, well, I gotta get my TV fixed, and you know, I was gonna because he would like, he mentions in other songs that like he watches TV at his girlfriend's house because his TV is broken. So he's like, well, gotta get the TV fixed. So he's like, I'll call the guy down from the TV company to repair it. And like the guy comes and he's like, okay, so while we were fixing it, we noticed something. And like he basically like snaps and he's like, what are you trying to pull? You're gonna try to like hit me up for more money, aren't you? You're trying to trick me. This is a scam. This is bullshit. And then like the verse ends with him like getting into like a physical altercation with the TV repairman, okay, which is like him hitting rock bottom. Then immediately as the verse ends, like you hear like a rewinding and like it goes back, and so the second verse starts the way the first verse starts, with him being alone in his house, broken TV, kind of pissed off, and he brings up something that he brought up in the first verse where he's like, my one mate said that he'd come round and fix the TV for me. And in the first verse, he's like, but I don't want to ask him for nothing, so fuck him. You know, I don't trust it. But in the second verse, he's thinking a little more positively. So he's like, you know, he said he'd come fix the TV to square things with me, you know, so you know what, I'll accept his offer. And he invites him in, and like he's being a little more positive, and he's talking. And then at the very end, his friend who's like trying to fix the TV for him, he looks in and he finds something in the TV, and it's his $1,000. And I love this song because it shows the juxtaposition of like how very differently your day can go just by having a change of attitude. He has a negative attitude, and he's like, yeah, fuck my friend, I'll just call the TV company. And then the TV guy finds the $1,000, and then rather than like noticing, letting the guy finish, he gets mad, assumes the worst, and punches the guy and gets into a fucking fight with him. And then when he approaches the whole same day like with a different attitude, he makes up with his friend and gets his TV fixed and finds his $1,000. And, you know, I don't know. I like it. And, you know, he has like a line that he like repeats throughout that last song where he's like, the end of something I did not want to end, beginning of hard times to come, but something that was not meant to be is done. And this is the start of what was, something like that. I don't know. It's a very, I always really like that line. And it's something that like, I don't know, I've always listened to that song like after a breakup or something. It just kind of like puts things in perspective and makes me feel just more like, I don't know, like I want to like, or just when I'm depressed, and it's just like, I want to approach things with a more positive attitude. And I want to like, I don't want to like assume the worst and have like, you know, the worst outcomes. I feel like, you know, you have better outcomes when you have a more positive, more charitable outlook. But yeah, anyway, I went off on one. The point is, that's an album, that's an artist in general that I find a lot of value in. I really like him, but a lot of people, like, they hear it and they're just like, what is this guy? This like British guy that like talk raps and like talk raps in a very heavy accent and like doesn't do like a bunch of complicated like flows and shit. I'm like, well, I think there's value in like the art he's creating. I view it as valuable art, you know. Not everyone does, yo. Everyone's got different tastes. Everyone's got something that resonates with them for a different reason. And I know, like, even some of you, like, you might, like, hear what I'm saying about that album. You're like, oh, yeah, that sounds good. You might listen to it, and you might not you know, hear what I hear in it, and you might be like, oh, well, this, I don't know, I don't like this, you know. But art is valuable because there's something for everybody, and there should be, you know. There should be something that appeals to everyone for different reasons. That's why we need more artists, not less. Because art is very subjective, you know? Anyway, I feel like I'm boring people. I feel like I'm yeah, you know what? Everyone go listen to that album, all right? You just go do it. The Streets, Grand Don't Come for Free. You can tell me how wrong I am about it and how it's terrible. This is my favorite segment you've ever done. Damn. Well, I appreciate that. All right. Lucifer as the new Doctor. Interesting. What? What? Is it too early to discuss who the next Doctor might be? Oh. Okay. If you want to talk about that, we can talk about that for a little bit. I personally don't have much to say other than, you know what? Here. I think there's only one person that could be the Doctor, and I think it's kind of a no-brainer if you've been paying attention to the show. And now, that doesn't make it set in stone or anything, and it might not end up being the case. But I really hope, really super hope, that the next Doctor that we get is, in fact, Joe Martin. Joe Martin played the Doctor. I can probably find a better picture of her. Whatever. Joe Martin played the Doctor alongside Jodie Whittaker in the episode Fugitive of the Jadoon. She did a very phenomenal job. In fact, and by the way, I'm not the only one who thinks this, but I do believe that she honestly made me believe she was the Doctor. She did. She made me believe that she was the Doctor before Jodie Whittaker, like way quicker than Jodie Whittaker ever could have. And I think she did a phenomenal fucking job. All right. And there's a number of reasons why I think she needs to be brought back. We didn't get to see enough of her as the Doctor. We didn't get to see enough, like, she barely got any fucking screen time. She showed up again in the series finale for like 10 seconds. And the fact is, and so I watch another YouTuber that made this point. Her name is, the channel's called Council of Geeks. Her name is Vera Wild. She makes some really good Doctor Who content. If you're a fan of Doctor Who, definitely go check her out. Awesome fucking channel. Legitimately one of my favorite fucking channels. In fact, I enjoy her quite a bit more than I enjoy, like watching like Vosh or Demon Mama, just because her videos are a little more relaxed and like, less like politically weighted, you know? She does tend to be very political from time to time, and she is definitely a leftist. I definitely like her channel. You should check out Jessie Gender. No, I like Jessie Gender too. I think she's actually friends with Council of Geeks. I've seen them collaborate before. But yeah, she made the point that, and this is true, Joe Martin is the first black Doctor, and she's the first black female Doctor. And she got one episode. And she honestly deserves more. She was phenomenal. She was amazing. I loved her as the Doctor. And I'm not saying, like, I'm not even taking into account, like, her performance throughout the first half of that episode, which was also good. Before you knew she was the Doctor, she was also good. But once she like remembers she's the Doctor, holy guys, that episode, go watch that episode. If you haven't been, if maybe you saw season 11, you didn't really take too much of a liking to Jodie and you were just like, whatever, go watch Fugitive of the Jadoon. All right, it is so good. It is a really good fucking episode, and Joe Martin is part of what makes it such an amazing fucking episode, and I want to see more of her. And yeah, the fact is, by the way, if they don't make her the next Doctor, they're kind of they kind of painted themselves into a corner here, because they made her the first black female Doctor, but only gave her a single episode and not an entire run. And we don't get, you know, whenever we do get the first black Doctor, it's not going to be it's going to be the second black Doctor that we get an entire series with. And that's kind of, it's kind of weird. It's kind of, you know, it'll just always kind of sour it. It'll make people think like, well, why did they even make Joe Martin? But Joe Martin was good. That's the thing, though. If Joe Martin wasn't good, then I'd say like, okay, well, you know, yeah, we'll get another black actor to be the first real black Doctor, and we'll just say, you know, we'll just retcon her or just pretend she didn't exist or whatever, which, I mean, you can't really do on some level, because she does exist, and she did get the role, and she was the first black Doctor, no matter what anyone says. But I guess it would be easier to dismiss that if she wasn't as good, or to be like, well, we had the first black Doctor, but like, you know, she didn't do a great job, so we decided not to make her the Doctor for a full series. But she did do good. She did fucking amazing. I loved her. I love her as the Doctor. In fact, I kind of wish we got her instead of Whittaker. I like Jodie. All right, I do. I've grown to like her. I don't love her. She's definitely not my favorite Doctor, but she's grown on me. I still like Joe Martin a million times better, and I would instantly take the universe where we got Joe Martin as the 13th Doctor instead of Jodie Whittaker. Because yeah, so yeah, that's my opinion. I completely agree with Council of Geeks. I want to see Joe Martin as the Doctor. I can't really think of another actor that I want to see more as the Doctor other than Joe Martin. I can't think of one. They're out there probably. I probably can. There are a few that I've seen. I've seen some people make lists of people that are like, oh, these are some people that would make good Doctors. And I've been like, oh, yeah, that person would. Like the dude that played Moss from the IT Crowd, he would probably make a good Doctor. Although, I don't know that it's the Doctor we need right now. He would end up being a very Matt Smith-esque Doctor, I think. And I don't think that's what we need right now. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I think it's too soon after Matt Smith to have another goofy type Doctor. You know? I want a more serious Doctor. I'm late. What's a doomer? Is it like Doomsday? Wait, do you not know what a doomer is? Damn. I figured you watched me more than that. Okay, doomers are the enemy, all right? We must destroy all doomers. Doomers are evil people. No. No. Doomers are just people that like are very doom and gloom, that are like, oh, you know, what's the point in fighting because it's bullshit. And doomerism kind of like is very pervasive in like a lot of the most destructive political ideologies, I feel. Like, there's a very doomerish mentality in like the alt-right, you know, because you could try to sell them like socialism and like, you know, equality and like a better world where like we all live together, every race, every religion, every gender group, every, you know, type of expression, every person, you know, just living together in a society where we're all, you know, given equal opportunity and you know, you can promote that to them, but a lot of like right-wing way of thinking tells you like, well, that's never going to work. People are not, people aren't capable of that. We're not capable of better, and that's what a lot of and this is like kind of what's at the core of like the messaging of my channel. All right. Is that I believe that the doomer mentality like is a massive part of the problem. What? Okay. Doom juice. Yeah, I've never heard of this. No. Yeah, I do believe that. I think doomerism, feeling like super cynical and super pessimistic and feeling like, it feeling hopeless, it causes people to not want to fight. It causes people to not want to engage politically. It causes people to just shut up and take what they're given, even if it's completely unfair. And, it causes people to just accept abuse because it's the status quo, accept oppression, because it's the status quo. And a lot of anti-progressive arguments are framed in a that'll never work, mentality. It's framed as like, like any hope towards like change or making things better, that's utopian. That's never gonna happen. And I think it's very detrimental to society to think that way, because a lot of good has been done throughout history by people standing up and fighting for what's right. And I believe in continuing to do so, because otherwise shit will never get better. But yeah, you can go back to like the first like 30 minutes of the stream maybe. I went very in depth on a lot of this. Hey now, I have never heard you say doomer, and I've only been around for like a month. All right, fair enough. I can't keep track of everyone and how long they've been watching. I just expect like doomer is, it's something I talk about a lot. I guess I will admit I probably haven't I've not done a lot of anti-doomer content in the last month. I used to talk about it, before quite a lot. In fact, that's one of the that's been one of my biggest disagreements with Paul, is that I think he's too much of a doomer. Same with Jimmy Dore. I think Jimmy Dore is like extreme levels of doomerism, and so are his audience. And like well, at least he promotes an extreme level of doomerism, which is prevalent in his audience. So yeah, like I think these things are detrimental both to the left and to society. I would love your thoughts on trauma dumping. Is that doomer-esque? Define trauma dumping, because I've heard it used different ways. I want to be clear on what we're talking about. By the way, just to remind everybody, we do have a donation goal. If anyone wants to help out, I'm trying to raise some money so I can not be broke for the rest of the month, and I can afford groceries and weed, which is currently the only way that I have to medicate my PTSD, trauma, depression, anxiety, ADHD. There we go. all of that shit. I'm waiting on a psychiatrist. I'm waiting on getting back on disability, and I'm kind of like in a bit of a bind financially. So if anyone can help out, I really appreciate that. If you can't though, I also understand, because times are tough. Times are tough for everybody. All right. Hell yeah. Trauma dumping is therapy. Yeah. Again, it depends what you mean by that. Like it depends. Like talking about your trauma can be extremely therapeutic. And I do it. I mean, you've listened to my music. Like my music is me talking about my trauma from my traumatic upbringing, and because it's something that weighs on me. It's something that weighs on me, and I need to talk about. I need to get out. You know, it's something that's affected me very much throughout my life. And honestly, I think more people need to be willing to talk about their trauma. More people need to be willing to call out abuse, you know? Oversharing traumatic experiences, essentially, but I'd say more so in a toxic environment. Yeah, okay, so how you share your traumatic experiences is important, okay? There are some people, like, I have a friend who told me that they have a friend who is very, you know, it's clear they're quite a bit younger, and they've had like a lot of traumatic experiences, and they've only kind of just gotten out of it, so they will like talk about it incessantly, constantly, and they'll always want to be talking about it, and they'll sit there with someone for like an hour and just like go on and on and on and on about everything without really like any concern for how their friend might be even reacting to that information. Because look, a lot of people have been through trauma too, and like maybe the last thing they need in that moment is to hear someone else's very explicit rehashing of their trauma. And, you know, also, like, you can't just expect everybody to be your fucking therapist, you know? But I do think, look, it's very important to talk to people. We need people. We do. And talking about your traumatic experiences is a very good way of making them less painful. But you've got to talk about them in a productive way. I think it's important to tell your story. It's important to understand your story. And getting therapy for it can be extremely fucking helpful. A lot of people need therapy and aren't getting it. And especially in the States, not a lot of people can afford it. So a lot of people need someone that they can talk to. But that's the problem. Not everybody is equipped to be that someone. I think it's important for people who are able to do so to make themselves available to those who need it. Especially, again, when we recognize the fact that not everyone has access to therapy. But I think it's also important to set boundaries and to, you know, like, and I told my friend, I was like, look, I don't think, like, I understand why this person is quote unquote trauma dumping, because trauma, guys, it can fuck you up. It can. I have spent years trying to get over my trauma. And I may never completely be rid of it. And there are times when I need to talk about it. I need to let things out. But I try to choose who I talk to those things about. I try to talk to, you know, people I can trust, or people that I feel like I have some kind of connection with, or some kind of like, someone who I feel like can empathize and like doesn't, you know, isn't feeling put upon by it, you know? And sometimes you gotta like make sure, like, if the person's okay with it, you know? Are you okay with me venting and like opening up? Because, you know, and because it's important. It's important. And one of the things that's helped me over the years to not do really stupid, crazy shit when I've been really in a bad place has been being able to just vent to someone. So I think it's important to, like, you know, let people know, like, it's important to have friends and have someone that you can open up to on that level, but also like have boundaries and be respectful of those person's boundaries. Maybe they don't want to talk about it constantly. Maybe it's something that like is painful for them, you know? You know, like try to be considerate of people. And yeah, if you're going to be the one who's like, if you need to, like, you know, vent and let some things go, yeah, make sure, like, that's what I try to do sometimes. I'll like hit someone up unless it's a friend that I know doesn't mind me venting to them, I'll be like, hey, I'm not doing good. Do you mind if I just vent right now? And usually they'll be like, yeah, sure, of course. And I'll be honest, I kind of gotten out of the habit of doing that with certain people, which maybe I should. Like, even if I know that they're usually okay with it, I should be like, hey, do you mind if I vent right now? Because everyone's going through their shit. And, like, you know, maybe I'll hit up, like, Anna, and I'll be like, yo, Anna, like, maybe I'm, like, really depressed, and I hit up Anna, and I start, like, being like, Annie, yo, like, I'm just so depressed about this, and, like, fuck life, and oh my god, I want to fucking kill myself, and fuck this, and fuck that, and, like, everything's fucking meaningless and pointless, and oh my god, like, whatever, you know, like, I could start doom spiraling, and maybe Annie's in a good place where she can talk me down, and she can be like, all right, like, chill out, like, it's gonna be okay, like, it's not that bad, whatever. Or maybe she's in a place of herself where she's also feeling really stressed, and me just coming to her and, like, ranting and raving, you know, is something that's gonna set her off as well. So, you know, maybe it's better if I, like, you know, and I like I said, I do try, and it's definitely something I intend to, like, make a habit of more, to be like, yo, how you doing? Just saying, I'm kind of in a mood, and I kind of need someone to talk to. And by the way, I think having relationships with people where it's normalized, where that sort of thing, like, it's good, okay? It's a good thing. I think we all need that. We all need friendships where we can have someone where we can be like, yo, I'm feeling down. Can we talk, you know? I'm feeling really upset. Can I just vent? I don't need solutions. I just need right now to, like, vent, because that can be really helpful sometimes too. And it can help to sometimes let someone know that and be like, look, I just need an ear right now. You don't need to give me solutions, but, like, I'm just really frustrated and I need to talk. Because a lot of times when you say your feelings out loud, or even, like, texting them to someone, you know, it forces you to think about them more. It forces you to, like, put them in perspective. And a lot of times, just the very act, I've done this. Like, I've messaged someone like, hey, can I talk? Can we talk? And I've, like, vented. And, like, when I'm done, I'm like, okay. Whew. You know what? I actually feel better. Whatever I was mad about, you know what? Doesn't even matter anymore. You don't even need to respond anymore. I'm good. I'm good. It can feel good to get shit off your chest. And it's important to get shit off your chest. Especially, like, to another person. So I think that's extremely important. We just need to be respectful about it. And, you know, try to, like, yeah, be aware of other people's feelings. I'm in my mid-30s, and I'm just starting. I have avoidant personality disorder and intermittent ADHD. If I've said that before, my apologies. My memory is shit, and I'm starting my channel soon. If you said what did you... Wait. What did you say? Yeah, I'm sorry. It's difficult to know where the thin line between trauma dumping versus just generally needing to talk actually is. I guess it just depends on the circumstances. Nothing is black and white. I'm stoned. Yeah, no worries. No, it is very nuanced, and this is what, like, you got to approach most things with nuance, and you can't just say this thing is good or bad, because, like, and that's why I asked you when you first brought it up, like, what is your definition of trauma dumping? Because, you know, sometimes someone just needs to talk, and we all need to talk. And that's important. And some people can be, like, very uncharitable and be like, oh my God, this person's trauma dumping all over me, when maybe the other person is really going through something, and it's something they genuinely need. Or, but maybe on the other hand, someone is just being very self-centered and they are just dumping their trauma all over someone who isn't prepared to hear it. And, you know, like, I think it's just important to, like, you know, weigh these things and try to be aware of the people you're speaking to, and like what their feelings are, you know, not just put your own feelings first. Like, recognize that even though, like, we do need people to help us, like, we need people in order to, you know, it's helpful, right, to have other people, and we should, you know, I don't want to say use, like, we should engage with our friendships in ways that benefit both of us. And it's good to have friendships with people where you can both lean on each other and you have that understanding. It's just good to make sure, or like try to cultivate a relationship with someone where you have that before maybe doing that. And like I said, I'm not always amazing about this. Sometimes I'm in a really bad mood, and if someone messages me, like, I will just, like, go off on, like, whatever is, like, really on my mind at that point, because I'm just so fixated on that thing and I can't get past it. And when someone else, like, engages with me, I'm like, oh, finally another person, human contact. I can get this off my chest. But then usually I get it off my chest and then I move on. I'm like, okay, so what are you doing? You know? But yeah, maybe it's something I need to work on too, and being more aware of other people and where they're at. It can be very difficult. Nah, it's cool, yo. I being stoned, yo. I'm usually stoned on some level. Hell yeah. Speaking of stoned, yo, guys, I rely on medical marijuana for my various issues, and it's something that I no one's gonna donate. It's fine. I don't know why I'm bringing that up again. I should just I'll hide this for the rest of the stream. It's not important. Jamie, I agree with you that having a Matt Smith-like doctor would be too early. Personally, I feel that Jodie's doctor should have been written with a more motherly vibe, especially after Capaldi's run. I actually do agree with that. I think the only reason they didn't is because they didn't want to make the first female doctor too much of a stereotype. But like, look, okay, I can see why they didn't go that direction from like a PR perspective, but from a writing perspective and from the way Capaldi's entire era was written and his arc, I definitely expected to see a far more empathetic doctor. Now, she is empathetic. Don't get me wrong. She's pretty empathetic, in fact, though I think it's a little bit undermined at some points by her being a little too socially awkward, which I get it. That's what this version of the doctor is, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, I expected to see like a far more empathetic, you know, yeah, a bit of like a motherly vibe. And I would have expected that, by the way, even if the next doctor coming after Capaldi was a man. Again, if for no other reason than just because of the way Capaldi went out. If you watch World Enough in Time and The Doctor Falls, that entire story has like a... That story like encapsulates everything about the Doctor's arc, Capaldi's arc since he started and who he became. And it kind of like... I feel like it's meant to foreshadow who the Doctor is going to become. And maybe it's like what Stephen Moffat thought the first female Doctor was going to be. And now, look, maybe that's problematic on some level because Stephen Moffat does kind of typecast his female characters. As much as I love River Song, I adore her. I can understand why some feminists will critique the way she was written. I don't think she's overall problematic, though. Same with Missy. Some people have, like, some minor issues with the way Missy was written. And, you know, female characters in general under the Moffat era. And I think what Chibnall was trying to do was break away from a lot of that and be like, no, we're not going to make female characters that are just like, we're not going to write female characters the way you expect us to write female characters, basically, you know? I feel like that's the goal, and I think, by the way, that in prioritizing that goal, they may have lost sight on something that could have been good, despite maybe being, like, 10% problematic, you know? Like, I don't know. I still think that Jodie has become better and better, and she does have empathy, and I do, like, I mean, she definitely has she's very empathetic towards her TARDIS fam, which I like. Yeah. Damn, I actually meant to do, like, a proper content for this stream. I was going to ask you guys to send me, like, doomer shit. I guess anyone who's watching who likes sending shit in, save that for the next stream. Instead of, like, just political shit, send me specifically, like, doomer shit to respond to. 'Cause I think that'd be fun. Yeah, I want to come up with, like, different segments that we can do on the stream. Like, you know, we got, like, some conservative commentary. We got, like, some doomer. Some. I was going to call it conservative dump, but then, like, doomer dump. Nah, doomer dump sounds too, okay. We got conservative dump. We got, the doomer. The I don't know. We'll come up with a name for that segment, but some kind of anti-doomer segment I think would be fun. It's fun, yo. Goddamn. YouTube has been really, like, fucking me on, like, view count ever since that strike, yo. I think I'm being punished. I think my channel's being punished. It's fucking bullshit. Y'all need to remember to like and share, yo. Like and fucking share, alright? It helps. Especially the sharing. But hopefully putting out clips more will help. I'm gonna be doing that more. More clips. Toss a coin to your streamer. Oh, viewers plenty. Yeah. That only works when there's plenty viewers. Alright. Chat's gotten quiet, yo. Chat's gotten quiet. Are y'all, Here, let's see. Do we have anything else we could look at? Boopy. Damn. You know what? Maybe this is a stream. Maybe that's a stream, yo. We're very strong at the beginning there, yo. Very strong open to this stream. Might as well, yeah, quit while we're ahead, yo. Quit while we're fucking ahead. I don't need to stream till, like, 2 a.m. again. But yeah, everyone should make sure to, like, check out the clips that we've been posting recently. Check out Hopium Nuggets, yo. Go subscribe to Hopium Nuggets. They've been they've been posting clips from this channel. There's a lot of dope clips of. Oh, well, I wanted to. Okay, I'll maybe I'll talk about this on the next stream, but I guess I'll touch on it. One of the Hopium clips that was posted actually got the attention of someone I was responding to in a video. That Cringe Panda chick found my the clip that Hopium Nuggets posted of that segment, and the reaction was not based. They posted it on their channel talking about like, oh, look at this delusional man in a dress, yo. And like they sent their transphobic fans to not on this channel, but in the comments on Hopium Nuggets, like just bury it in like downvotes and like really hateful transphobic comments. So like, yeah, everyone go to Hopium Nuggets and like spread some positivity. Give that video like a thumbs up, yo. It's got way too many thumbs down. In fact, you know what? Here, maybe we'll just take a look at it now before I end. Might as well. People are shit. Yeah, they are. They are, yo. But hey, that's the YouTube game, yo. You respond to people, and then they respond back, and some communities are toxic as fuck, and other communities are less so. Oh my god. Wait, I love this. My videos are being passed around Gab apparently. So wait, here. God damn it. I miss having 3 monitors. That's, by the way, it takes me a long time to like transition to like something I want to show you guys on the screen because I have to set it up a certain way. Yeah. So check it out, yo. Someone on Gab pointed out this reaction to my video. They quoted me, "This is literally insane levels of delusion," yells the dude in a dress. And then she like tagged some other this is a TERF channel, and was like, "These people will do everything to erase women." I love how like anything a trans person does for these transphobes, anything we do is just another way we're trying to erase women. Like, how is anything in my example? How is anything in my video an example of erasing women? I'm pushing back against your very dumb, very cringe propaganda video and the ideas held within. All right. And, well, I guess I do attack your view on trans issues, like, you know, your anti-gender theory, clearly. But yeah, it's kind of funny, yo. Like, they're all just like, it's all just transphobia. I love it, yo. Like, they're basically just mad at me for existing. They're just mad. Like, they're not even, not a single person that commented here or that
Right.
Commented it. Whoa, it's it's gotten. Wait, god damn it. Let me yeah, look at that. It's kind of blown up in views there. 670 views, yo. Yeah, everyone go over there. Go give that a like, yo. Why are they so mean? You want to know? All right. I was going to wait. I was going to talk about this later. We're going to talk about this now. Guys, unironically, this is the thing, okay? People on the right are all they are. They are just unhappy, okay? They are unhappy, miserable people, okay? You want to know the secret to the alt-right? That's it. They're miserable people that hate their lives and want everyone else to suffer too, all right? And because these people are so fucking unhappy, anytime they see someone, you know, living life to the fullest, being true to themselves, who's actually, you know, happy. They see that, look, they come on to this video, and the first thing they see is a trans person with a smiling face, you know, and all that does is it makes them seethe. It makes them these people, these fucking trannies, look at the fucking people. I hate people. I hate everybody. And they're full of hate. They're full of misery, and they want to spread it at all fucking costs. They want you to be just as fucking miserable as they are. They crave it. And that's all they are, guys. That's all they, like, objectively, if you are not one of them, you're better than them. You're better than them because you, on some level, have recognized that, like, you want to make society better and not worse. These are people that want to make society worse because they are angry. They are angry and bitter, and they want to blame everybody else for their fucking unhappiness, which is why they project and they say, oh, the left is a victim culture. No, y'all are the ones who are fucking perpetual victims. Perpetual fucking victims. You view everything in life as some kind of slight against you. You're miserable. You're miserable about just whatever. I don't know. Whatever you see in society that's like different or new or something that you don't fully understand. Because at the end of the day, these people feel massively misunderstood, and they probably are on some level. But they see other people that they don't understand being accepted by society, and they hate it. They hate it. Because they want to be the ones accepted by society, no matter what, for whatever they say or do. And they think, like, that them being edgy and hateful and mean is the same thing as, like, a trans person, you know, wearing a dress and, you know, being themselves. They view that as, like, you know, oh, well, if they're allowed to do whatever they want, then why can't I do whatever they want? Because they don't understand. They don't know how to empathize. They don't, like, they can't put themselves in the shoes of a trans person and what we go through on a day-to-day basis. They only view life through their own narrow lens, what they experience, what they go through. And rather than recognizing the human experience and saying, yeah, it's tough on all of us and we're all fucking struggling, and, you know, we all got to do what we can to survive in life, and, you know, they want to go, no, I am uniquely you know, my problems are unique, nobody understands, you know, I am the most special, the most you know, whatever. And that's why, like, by the way, like, because I will admit there were people on the left that those criticisms did apply to those people when the anti-SJWs would run around and you know, call them out and be like, look at these perpetual victims, these people who, for example, just want to be victims, want to say, hey, look, I'm a woman and I'm a victim and I'm more oppressed than you because I'm a woman. Like, those people existed. Those people did exist. You know where they are now? They're not hanging around in leftist communities. Those people are TERFs. And there's a reason, by the way. Yeah, this person, which I guess is a slightly bigger channel, that the Cringe Panda. She by the way, one of her comments here, she was like, she's like, please put them on your next stream. Or react to me. They desperately want this person to react to me on their next stream. This person's a fucking TERF. And she's hanging out with people like Cringe Panda who post alt-right propaganda. So it kind of shows you, like, these TERFs, the man-hating feminists, they existed. They weren't real feminists, and they definitely weren't fucking leftists. And we see that now because most of these people have retreated to the right because those are the only people who will fucking associate with them anymore. So yeah, it's all very funny. It's all very cringe. These people, at the end of the day, are not worth taking seriously. Um, it's kind of sad. Like I said, it's so like it's sad. Like it makes me sad for these people that like they're so simple-minded and stupid that like and so unable to see where the real problems are in society that like they get so mad, so fucking mad at the mere existence of a trans person. They're so mad that I exist. They stay up at night seething and crying and fucking trans people, fucking hate trans, like wow, like it's almost hard. It's hard not to feel flattered on some level, you know, when people get so fucking triggered by you just for living your life, just for being who you are, you know. I guess yeah, keep on dedicating your time and effort and energy to like your hatred of your hatred of a group of people that never did nothing to you, you know. I guess do you know. Because at the end of the day, whatever, these people are not going to win. They're not. Like I said earlier, there's a reason why they're fighting back as hard as they are. It's because they know they're losing. It's because they know that they're losing the culture war. They are going to lose in the end. You know, like as they have with most issues, they lost on the racism issue, they lost on the gay issue, and they're going to lose on the trans issue. And that's not to say, by the way, that those areas don't need to still be fought for in some ways. Like black people and gay people still have like, you know, they're still oppressed in certain ways, but it's definitely gotten better. It's gotten better for both groups, and it will get better for trans people. We just have to be willing to fight. We have to be willing to stand up against hatred, bigotry, and transphobia, sexism, misogyny, you know, homophobia, racism, all of it. We need to be able to stand up against hate. And we will. And we do. Every fucking day. And every day, these people get weaker. These people, like whatever, they pull over reactionaries. They do. But we pull people over too. And more and more people are being de-radicalized. More and more people are, you know. And by the way, like, there's a lot of young people that are, like, pulled into this ideology. And this Cringe Panda chick is very young. I'm not sure if she's a minor or not. But, like, she's clearly very young and has not really, you know, been taught critical thinking. She's clearly been indoctrinated. And I was very dumb when I was young, too. And, you know, I grew up and I understand things better. And, you know, a lot of people will. We just have to put better perspectives out there. We have to argue against this shit. We have to fight against bigotry. We have to continue to fight. We can't, like, just like I say, like, we can't just, on one side of it, we can't get doomer and say, oh, we'll never win, so let's not fight. On the other side of that token, we also can't just go to sleep and say, oh, well, we're going to win, so we don't have to keep fighting. No, we have to keep fighting so that we do win. And so that, because, by the way, even if we're going to win in the long run, there's small battles being fought every fucking day for trans rights and the rights of various other groups that, again, Texas just passed an abortion bill, an anti-abortion bill. Horrible, horrible violation of human rights. Okay. Florida passed a genital inspection bill for trans kids in sports. Horrible violation of rights, horrible violation of privacy. And you know, we need to fight against these things because there will be little battles that we might lose. Even if we win the overall war, there are still small battles. We need to fight against these things. I think one state also passed a bill that requires businesses to put up signs in their establishment if they allow trans people to use their bathrooms. Okay? There are dangers. Fascism is still a threat. It is a threat, and it can do harm. We just have to remember that we can also win. Did you hear that right? Yes, you did. Yep. I don't remember, Demon Mama was talking about it. That she did a video a few months ago, or a couple of months ago, talking about this, a bill. I think it was Illinois, some state, they passed a bill, or they were trying to put, I don't know if it like completely passed. I don't know if it got struck down or whatever, but I know it was being fought for to require businesses to put up a sign informing people that they allow trans people to use their bathrooms. And if you don't see the way in which that makes trans people a second-class citizen in that society, may I also remind you that there were places in Nazi Germany where you had to put a sign up if you allowed Jews into your business, and there were places during segregation. There were places where they would put up signs, okay, if they allowed black people into their establishments. Okay, this is nothing new. Trans people are just the next minority, and I'm pretty sure there were there might have even been something I don't know. That might have even happened to gay people too at some point. Gay people have also been extremely discriminated against over the years. Trans people are just the next thing, the next target that they have, because they've lost on again, they've broadly lost when it comes to black people. They've broadly lost when it comes to gay people. Now the next hill they're dying on is trans people. And we can't allow that injustice to fester. We have to push back against it. We have to point it out, and we have to point out to regular people, hey, look at these fascists. Look what they're doing. They're a problem, and we need to fight back against them. But we also need to remember that we can win. We can win. We just have to keep fighting. Not that I care. Not that I don't care about the bathroom, but I was more concerned with the genital inspection. Well, no. The reason I was putting such a focus on the bathroom thing is because that is kind of like, just beyond the pale in a whole other area, because that does make trans people a second-class citizen. But no, the genital inspection thing is also very fucked up. Yeah. If you there are, I don't know to what extent this was passed or approved, but yeah, the bill was because it's the let's protect female sports, initiatives. We got to protect female sports. And so yeah, like the idea is, we can't let trans girls, they're trying to infiltrate cis girls sports. So in order to stop that, they've allowed, I think it involves like you have to go to a doctor and have your genitals inspected, and then have like a note written to like your school or whatever. I think that's the way it was proposed, but let's be clear. The minute you legalize the idea of inspecting someone's genitals to allow them onto a sports team, that is so rife for abuse. Like imagine being like in school, right? And you want to go try out for the girls volleyball team, all right? Let's put your gender identity aside. It doesn't matter what you are. Let's say you are a person, you are a student that wants to join the girls volleyball team, and let's say you look kind of butch, you look kind of masculine. Whether you're a trans girl or not, okay? You are a masculine-looking high school girl who wants to, or even like a middle school girl who a student. I'm not even going to say girl. You are a masculine-looking student who wants to join the volleyball team. You're probably a girl, right? You're probably a girl who wants to join the volleyball team. You go to the coach, and the coach says, I don't know. Look, I've heard rumors around school. You look kind of, look, I don't want there to be any problems. Look, see, here's what we can do, all right? We can go through the whole rigmarole of you have to go to your doctor, and you got to go get checked out, and you got to get a note and send it back to me, or we can go into the locker room for a couple minutes. You can show me what you got down there. We can, you can just prove to me you're a girl. That's all. Look, we don't need to make this a whole big thing, right? You don't want to make this a big thing. Come on. I mean, look, let's get this out of the way here and now, You being a student who, by the way, might also be aware of the fact that, especially in Texas, maybe you don't have insurance. Maybe your parents don't have insurance. Maybe it's expensive to go see a doctor and get that, so you're like, and you just don't want the embarrassment of it either. You don't want to have to leave the tryouts now and be the only one that didn't get to try out because, the coach thought you were a boy. So, you're just like, okay, fine. I absolutely believe that will happen 100%. 100%. 100%. There's no way it doesn't. There's no way it doesn't. Not when you give teachers and coaches or whatever that kind of power to decide what students are and aren't allowed to be in a sports team because of how masculine they look. And by the way, it will be used to target cis girls probably more than anything. There will be cis girls that go home in fucking tears because the fucking coach might have been the first person to tell them that they have some traditionally masculine looking features that maybe they're really fucking self-conscious about. It is absolutely disgusting. But this is what we have. This is what we're up against. This is what fascists want to do. And this is why we need to fight against it, because it is a threat. Okay? It's all well and good to be hopeful and say, well, we can win. But then we got to talk about strategy of what we're fighting against and what we do to win. Because, yeah, this is fucked on so many fucking levels. Beyond belief, it's fucked. The idea of genital inspection for kids at all. Holy fuck. Anyway. Yeah, I went off on a whole other tangent. I meant to respond to the Cringe Panda thing. By the way, last call. I'm probably going to end this in a little bit here, but if anyone wants to donate, we got a goal. I'm trying to build it up here. Well, it's fine. We'll do more streams this week. I'll do more streams that'll people will probably be a little more interested in. This has just been a chill stream, chill night, talking to the chat, me ranting. Yeah. Are they not seeing how are they not seeing the slippery slope? I don't know. No, see, even without the slippery slope, it's fucked. It's fucked on a number of levels. Because, again, it will be used to target cis girls. And there will be cis girls that are told you're not allowed to join this sports team because you might be trans. And, imagine being a cis girl that, again, is maybe a little self-conscious about your appearance. Having to, go through that. Having to, prove to your school that you are a girl. That you do have a pussy. Holy fuck. That you are a cis girl, I meant. Yeah. A biological female, as the transphobes love to say. What? No, we're just concerned with biological females, I just remembered, Joe, I forgot to eat. I'm always doing that. Yeah, I went to the D's earlier. Went to the D's. I had a coupon. I was like, oh, I'll get a Fillet of fish. McDonald's is all I can fucking afford these days, okay? Like, but yeah, I didn't even, I barely ate anything before I started streaming, so I should probably go eat. Yeah, if I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing, yo. I must be nothing. Not a goddamn thing, all right? If I'm what I eat, then I must be McDonald's. Go to the D's. Hell yeah. We went to the D's. We got the D's. I love the D's. I don't love the D's. I actually hate the D's, but... Chicken McNuggets are dope, though. The D's. The D's, yo. Who's Steve Jobs? Yeah, the D's nuts. I don't know. I call them the D's, yo. It's an old reference to my favorite web series, Jake and Amir. People should go watch that, by the way. It's a lot of fun. Go check out. Search Jake and Amir on YouTube. There's like 800 episodes. All right. Like any video that comes up will probably be, especially whatever comes up first, will probably be the most popular ones. They're all good. They do little web shorts, like little short videos. They're really funny. They're really funny. It's about a guy named Amir who is insane, extremely socially inept, and obsessed with his friend Jake, who doesn't actually want to be his friend, but kind of just puts up with him. And these two guys are hilarious. I love them. They are my favorite comedic people of all time. I love them. I love them. I love Jake. I've been watching them a lot lately and listening to their podcast and shit. They are fucking awesome. I cannot recommend that shit enough. Anyway, fillet of fish, go eat. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat, yo. I'm gonna go eat. I will. I'm gonna go eat right fucking now. Hopium Stan. What up, Hopium Stan? All right. All right. I got in an argument with one in a thread on a YouTube channels. I hate gamer culture. Yeah, fuck gamer culture. The Saints Row fans are fanatics. Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? Fuck them. Who cares? I'm gonna play this new Saints Row game when it comes out because it actually looks kind of interesting, and I've always loved Saints Row, so I'm gonna try it. Fuck people who are making assumptions because they don't like the characters that were fucking announced. Get out of here. They don't. People. Fuck reactionaries. People are snowflakes. Anyway, I'm going to peace out. I'm hungry. I love y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for chilling. Make sure to check out my latest clip, yo. We got clips. Are you going to stream it? Stream what? What am I going to stream? What? Wait. Oh, Saints Row? Maybe. Yeah. If I get it when it comes out, I'll probably stream it. Yeah. Why not? I'm gonna start doing gaming streams here soon. By the way, thanks for reminding me. I'm gonna set up my Twitch here soon so I can start dual streaming to Twitch. But yeah, all right. Love y'all. Peace out. Have a great night. Like, share, subscribe, join the Patreon, all of that shit. We'll see y'all next time. I'll see y'all tomorrow night for a proper show. All right, content. We'll do content tomorrow. Peace out. Have a wonderful night, guys.